Before you click buy on the Meta Quest 2, you need to see this honest review of its real-world problems. But here's what surprised me. Despite the flaws, this might still be the most important gadget you buy this year. Therefore, let's get into what no one else is telling you. For the best price, click the link in the description. The Meta Quest 2 is praised everywhere. It's wireless, has a huge library, and offers an incredible escape. However, I'm not here to just add to the hype. I'm here to give you the full picture, warts and all. Because spending $278 or any amount on a gadget that collects dust is a tragedy. So today, we're diving deep into the headaches, the motion sickness, the hidden costs, and the moments of pure magic. Therefore, stick around because by the end, you'll know exactly if this virtual doorway is right for you or if you should wait for the next model. Let's start with the biggest elephant in the virtual room, comfort or the lack thereof. The promise is total immersion, but the reality for many, myself included, is a forehead-shaped indent and a creeping feeling of dread after about 30 minutes. The stock strap is a crime against ergonomics. It's a single flimsy band that puts all the pressure on your cheekbones and forehead. It feels less like a portal to other worlds and more like a medieval torture device designed by a very enthusiastic goblin. Therefore, your first hidden purchase will almost certainly be a better strap. That $278 price tag, it just got $30, $50 more expensive. But that's just the beginning of the financial sneak attack. Here's another problem no one talks about enough: the battery life. Meta says it lasts 2 to 3 hours. In reality, with the brightness up and a demanding game running, you're looking at closer to 90 minutes. Imagine being in the middle of a thrilling horror game, your heart pounding, only for a low battery warning to pop up and kill the vibe deader than any zombie. It's like being on the best roller coaster only to have it stop halfway up the hill. Therefore, you'll find yourself tethered to an outlet more than you'd like, or investing in an external battery pack you strap to the back of your head. Another hidden cost. Now, let's talk about the setup in the Guardian. The setup is actually impressively easy. That's a genuine positive. But the Guardian system, that virtual fence you draw to keep from punching your TV, can be more annoying than a helpful parent. It's great for safety, sure. However, if you have a smaller play space, or if you just shift your couch a little, you'll be constantly seeing those glowing grid lines interrupting your immersion. It yells at you like an overprotective robot babysitter. WOAH there, buddy. Back UP. It can pull you right out of the experience. And then there's the software. The library is undeniably massive with over 500 titles. That's a huge pro. But here's the contrarian snapback. The best games are not free. In fact, they're often quite expensive. Hit titles like Beat Saber, Resident Evil 4 VR, or The Walking Dead. Saints and Sinners can cost $30, $40 each. The free and cheap stuff is often tech demos or shovelware. So that initial investment, it's just the entry fee. The real spending happens in the Meta Quest store. Your wallet in the physical world will feel very real pain to fund your virtual adventures. Let's address the motion sickness elephant. This isn't a Quest 2 exclusive problem, but it's a major barrier. The promise is smooth gameplay, but for a significant chunk of people, the reality is a cold sweat and a desperate need to lie down. Games with free movement, like walking around in a shooter, can trigger it instantly. Your eyes say you're moving, but your inner ear says you're sitting on the couch. Your brain's response is essentially, "We must be poisoned. Initiate emergency evacuation." It gets better with time, but it's a real problem that can completely sideline some users. Now, for a positive interjection, the all-in-one nature is revolutionary. No PC, no wires, no cameras to set up. This is the Quest 2's killer feature. You can be in a completely different world 30 seconds after picking up the headset. Therefore, the accessibility is unmatched. Taking it to a friend's house is trivial. The social and fitness apps are legitimately game-changing. Working out in VR doesn't feel like a chore. It feels like playing a game. But and there's always a but. The built-in speakers are just okay. They provide 3D positional audio, which is cool for hearing where a zombie is groaning from, but for real immersion, you'll want to use headphones. Yet another thing to plug in or charge. Here's a joke to lighten the mood. My Quest 2's battery life is so short, I think it's training to be a Hollywood celebrity marriage. Let's talk about the controllers. They're fantastic, intuitive, responsive, and they track your hands beautifully. However, the battery compartments use a single AA battery each, and they chew through them. You'll want rechargeable AAs stat. Consider it another small, unofficial part of the total cost of ownership. It's the gadget that keeps on taking. Privacy is another concern. This is a Meta product, formerly Facebook. You need a Meta account to use it. They are undoubtedly collecting data on how you move, what you look at, and how long you play. For some, this is a deal breaker. It's the price of admission for this particular virtual carnival. Therefore, you have to decide if the trade-off is worth it. The social features are amazing, but you are the product in a very literal, spatially tracked sense. Despite all these problems, and I've listed a bunch, I'm about to do a complete 180. Because the magic moments are so potent, they often make you forget the headaches. The first time you stand on the edge of a virtual cliff and feel genuine vertigo. The first time you play a rhythm game and feel like a rock star. The first time you laugh until you cry with friends in a social space like VR chat or rec room. This isn't just gaming, it's experiencing new forms of media. Therefore, the resolution to all these problems is surprisingly simple. Go in with your eyes wide open. Know that you'll likely need a better strap. Budget for games. Give yourself time to get your VR legs. Manage your play space. The Quest 2 is not a perfect product. It's a first-generation mass-market VR device, and it has the rough edges to prove it. It's like the early iPods, revolutionary but with compromises. But when it works, it delivers on its core promise of freedom and immersion like nothing else. It makes you feel like you're living in the future, even if that future sometimes gives you a headache and asks for more money. Here's another joke. I tried to show my grandma the Quest 2. She put it on, waved the controllers around for a minute and said, "Very nice, dear. When does the movie start?" She thought it was a television you wear. So who is this for? It's for the curious early adopter, the fitness seeker bored of treadmills, the social connector, and the gamer hungry for new experiences. It's not for the person who wants flawless, hassle-free tech out of the box. Therefore, my final take is this. Don't buy the Meta Quest 2 if you expect perfection. But do buy the Meta Quest 2 if you're willing to overlook some significant flaws for glimpses of a truly breathtaking technological future. The problems are real, but so is the magic. And for many, the magic wins. To experience it for yourself at the best possible price, check the link in the description below.